Why is it important for management students to understand multiple sectors like marketing, retail, and banking, according to you, sir?
In the modern marketing, to become a successful leader, understanding of these sectors are very important one.
How does IIEBM prepare students to adapt across different industries?
Okay, in this adoption process, the important key factor is your curriculum. How do you design your curriculum? That factor is very important one. We have designed the syllabus in such a way that gives all insights of different sectors.
Jai Hind. Welcome to today's podcast on understanding the nuances of marketing, retail, and banking sectors. Today, success in corporate world is not just about isolated functions, but it is about how it is shaped by well-planned professionals in understanding and navigating these dynamic sectors. These industry services demand a high ability of decision-making skills, adaptability, a strong grasp of systems and customer behavior. At IIEBM, these perspectives are built on through industrial-focused learning, cross-functional training, and practical exposure. Today, we have Dr. Sagar Pawar with us, who shares his insight about how the understanding of these sectors helps and enables the students in making impactful decisions and to become a truly corporate battlefield ready. I welcome Dr. Sagar Pawar into our interesting session today. And without further ado, we start with the questions. So, why is it important for management students to understand multiple sectors like marketing, retail, and banking, according to you, sir?
Okay, Jai Hind. In the modern marketing, to become a successful leader, understanding of these sectors are very important one. Talking about marketing, marketing is everywhere. You take your personal life or your professional life, where we apply all the marketing strategies. Talking about the retail industry, day-to-day basis, we require many things, and that belongs to retail industry. Talking talking about finance industry, all the calculations goes around the financial sector. Okay, so as a being a customer, they are connected with all this sector. As a being a management student, we have to understand how these industries work. Now these are the booming sectors of the industry, and as a being a management students, when we understand how this industry work, then it becomes very easy for them to designing the strategies, because designing strategies is a very important part. Talking about your marketing, now this marketing is a very modern marketing. We have the traditional practices as well as we have modern practices. So in our institute, we have aligned the syllabus where the students, they get the knowledge of this traditional as well as your modern marketing. So it becomes very easy for them to designing the strategies. Talking about the retail sector, when it comes to tier 1 city, 2, 3 tier city or 3 tier city. Now everywhere retail is in the form. Talking about the supermarket, hypermarket, shopping malls, all the things are growing. Indian market is a such market. It is a combination of your organized retailing and unorganized retailing. Now this organized retailing is giving tough fight to your unorganized retailing. So for the student, understanding of both the sector is very important one. Sometimes we have to operate in tier 1 cities, sometimes we have to operate in the tier 3 cities. So for that, the basic knowledge is very important for designing the strategies. Talking about the banking sector, now the new banking system is coming in the market, where the banks, they don't have physical stores, they have all their digital stores. So through their digital presence, they provide all services to their customer. So for management student, they have to understand all these things, because all the things are related with the customer requirements. And through our curriculum, we enrich our students for understanding these sectors so that we can build the world's best leaders in our institute.
What are the key differences in decision making across these three industries?
Talking about marketing, the decision revolve around the customer analysis, the demand forecasting of the market, the behavior of the customers. Now these play a very important role, When you design any marketing strategy, first you must know about your customers, about their behavior, likes, dislikes. When we talk about the international brands, for example, we have brand like KFC. Internationally, they have different products, but for Indian customers, they have different products. Now, this differentiation is on the basis of your customers. As being a marketer, we must know the market forecasting or the sale forecasting. Season wise, we require different products. So these marketeers, they go for forecasting of the future, and accordingly they design their products and they design their strategies. Talking about retail industry, it's mainly related with the experience and the operation base. So how do you line up your back end operations and what kind of experience you give to the customer? That matters a lot. When the customer, before entering into the store, for example supermarket or the shopping mall, the external environment is something different. As they enter in that store, they get a different environment, so they take time for coping with the change. So when they come inside the store, what kind of experience you give to them, the layout, the formation of your stores, the formation of your services, that matters a lot. Talking about finance sector, financial services are very important, and where the risk factor is very important. Now here you deal with the wealth of different people, individual customer as well as your commercial customers. So that time we have to plan all the things. So as being a student, you must know about the profit and loss account, you know about the cash flows, you must know about the basic concepts of finance, so that you can design the basic strategies for the organization.
Right. So, how does customer behavior influence strategies in marketing and retail?
Customer behavior becomes the important stimuli for designing all your business activities. Talking about your marketing, when you understand the behavior of the customer, you can design a proper business plan for your organization. Customers, they behave differently in a different situation. Talking about the modern customers, when we talk about the Gen Z, their behaviors are something different. So company plan their businesses according to the need and requirement of that industry. Now talking about the rural customer, they have different behaviors. The urban customers, they have different behaviors. International customers, they have different behaviors. So as being a marketer, we have to understand these behaviors. Nowadays, the customers are technically very sound. So as being a marketer, when we come to know about their technical literacy or their expertise, accordingly we can plan our products. So for developing any product, for setting off your communication channel, this consumer behavior input is very important one. Talking about retail sector, that customer behavior is very important. Why? Because we have blend of your organized sector as well as your modern sector. The same customer, when he goes to any store, at the same time he refers online platforms. So this is the difficult behavior of the current customers. Now the companies, they have such systems in their stores कि physically they can check the product and virtually also they can check the products. So here the customers, they go for the comparison of the offers, and after that they take the decision कि from which platform they have to buy the product.
Right.
So here that difference is there. When it comes to banking sector, now banking sector, the current banking sector is modernized sector. Now all applications provide all banking services where we do not require a physical store. So when I have that bank application, through that I can operate my account, I can transfer my money, I can take loan, I can go for paying the premium of my products. Now that is the behavior of the customer. The customers are busy with their life. They have limited time. So within that limited time, they have to do all the things. Now this is the typical behavior of the customer. So when you understand this behavior, it becomes very easy for the companies for designing their strategies. Nowadays, all companies, they have this brick and click model. They have physical store as well as their digital store. So with the help of physical stores, you can retain the traditional customers. With the help of digital stores, you can attract the modern customers.
True.
So all these things are planned on the basis of the customer behavior.
What role does financial understanding play, especially in retail and banking services?
It acts like a foundation framework for making the decisions. Understanding of your financial concept is a very important factor while designing your decisions or while designing your strategies. the profit and loss account, cash flow, the inventory, all concept matters a lot. So when you understand all this concept, it becomes very easy for you for operating and execution of your decisions. When it comes to retail industry, lot many things which are related with this financial sector. So the cross functional things are very important. So when you know about the finance industry, you can take decisions. When you know about the operation industry, you can take the decisions. When you know about the retail industry altogether, you can take the decisions related with the financial aspect as well as your operational aspects.
What common mistakes do young professionals make when entering these sectors?
Today, the students, they only go through the job description. They do not check the larger volume of that business model. So according to me, they have to understand that business model, okay, how that business model works, okay, how the cross-functional activities works, how the interdepartmental activities works. That matters a lot. When I restrict myself with any particular department, then it becomes very difficult for understanding your entire business model. For example, when in your finance industry, when you bring any proposal and when you put that proposal into the your system, that is not only job of the sales executive. He must know about the further processes so that you can give continuous update to the customers. Nowadays the scene is that the customers, they ask any query, so you have to keep yourself ready with all the answers. Now these questions are related with the different things. Might be they will ask question related with service department, finance department. They will ask question related with the operation department. So when you work in that cross-functional department activities, it becomes very easy for that sales executive to answer the questions. When we talk about the holistic marketing, integration of your activities, that matters a lot. So if you check out best of the organization, why these organizations are very successful? Because they are interlinked. There is an integration of their activities. When we talk about the retail formats, they take the central decision and that central decision is implemented across all the stores of that industry or of that brand. So how is it possible? It is only because of the integration of your services. So as being a student, you don't keep yourself restricted with only one department. Go for the cross-functional activity, understand that industry. Along with that, in the modern marketing or in the modern era, we have to be very expert in the technological factors. The current technology, the basic skills are very important one. Especially in simple words, we can say the digital skills are very important one, because we focus on these digital platforms, we promote our products on these digital platforms. So these are now basic skills, these are not extraordinary skills. Previously it was knowing only that MS Office was enough for the students, but nowadays that MS Office is like a basic thing for the students. So right now these technical skills are very important one. You must know how to operate your Canva, you must know how to operate your social media accounts, so that on your own you can promote your different platforms of your organization. So they have to develop these skill sets to become a successful person in the field of your business.
So basically, there has to be more versatility
Right,
for
right, right, right.
more
Right,
opportunities,
right,
isn't
right,
it?
right.
How does IIEBM prepare students to adapt across different industries?
Okay, in this adoption process, the important key factor is your curriculum. How do you design your curriculum? That factor is very important one. We have designed the syllabus in a such a way that gives all insights of different sectors. So we go for hand-on experience, where our students, they go for the internship, so where they get the exposure of the real life activities of the industry. We have designed the case studies. These case studies help them to activate their intellectual levels. We have various competition in which students take the part, where they go for the innovative ideas, they develop the products and they sell the products. Now this is the in-house activity, but that in-house activity helps them to nurturing their different skills. We go for the presentation. Now that presentation, all these presentation help them in presenting themselves as well as the information, which builds confidence among them. We go for outdoor activities, so our students, they go for the campaigning of this activity. So through this campaigning, they contact the various authorities of the institute, they contact students, so from that they can develop their communication skills. So here that curriculum and these extracurricular activities help them to boost their overall personality. As well as we have such examination system where we ask practical oriented questions. It is not like a traditional direct questions. So we go for case questions, case related questions, we go for practical application oriented questions. So where it helps to boost their intellectual level. Talking about the institute, along with all these activities, students develop themselves with group discussion. We go for mock interviews. We have faculties, they go for the counseling sessions. Before interviews, we conduct the mock interviews. So that builds confidence among the student. Our faculties are expert in different fields, and we use this expertise for developing our student. So when it comes to any placement activity, we have such in-house center. That in-house center provides detailed information about the company, about the profile, and directly it helps to the student in their recruitment process.
That's such a simplifying process.
Yeah.
So, what skills, according to you, should students focus on developing their skills in these high growth sectors?
Analytical skills, research skills, digital skills, and communication skills. These are very essential skills for becoming a successful manager in the market. Talking about the analytical skills, companies they have huge data, but how do you interpret that information? That plays very important role. Talking about your digital platforms, yes, that digital awareness is very important one. Student must be equipped with all the digital skills for their personal growth as well as for your organizational growth. When it comes to research skills, the companies before launching any product or diversifying their business, they go for the research activity. So you must know what are the basic things which are required in the research, how to collect the primary data, how to collect the secondary data. After collecting that data, how do you go for the analysis and interpretation of that data? That matters a lot, because many of the companies they take best of the talents for only interpreting the information, because when you interpret that information, on that basis company take the decision related with the launching of new product, expansion of their businesses, or cutting down the product from the market. So these skills are very important one. Now when it comes to B2B industry, the communication and the negotiation skills are very essential, because you buy into huge quantity. That time negotiations for your pricing, negotiation for your services, negotiation for your after sale services, that matters a lot. So how do you negotiate with your customer? That matters a lot. Communication is also one of the important factor when it comes to selling of your sensitive products like life insurance or investment plans or any plan which is related with the health of that customers. For example, health insurance product. So these are very sensitive products. So already the customer is in pain. So that time how do you communicate with that customer? That matters a lot. So all these skills are very essential to become a successful manager in the market.
So, how does cross sector understanding contribute in becoming a true corporate battlefield ready?
When students understand the impact of various decisions on their business activity, they start behaving like a successful manager. They understand the business. Now, from this cross sectoral study, the students understand the international market, the national market, as well as your local market. It also helps in developing their professional skills. It widens their business perspectives as well as the business opportunities. So overall it helps to that student in understanding the environment of this business, and this ecosystem and the business environment is very essential for designing their strategies. So in future the students will get chance to designing the strategy of the company. So that time this study will help them in implication, execution and planning of your business strategies.
That was a comprehensively informative session with Dr. Sagar Pawar. I would like to thank you for your time and for sharing your experiences. Jai
Jai
Hind.
Hind.